Hello and welcome. We're live once again for the Magnum Opus. I think I'm touching a nerve here, am I? Think I'm touching a nerve here. Well, that's pretty good. So I'm very sorry. However, we do have internet issues. Of course, this is just another coincidence along a coincidence theorist's point of view. I'm just gonna send the link that we have, a new link to the old stream, and it's this is the reality. See, I'm not making all of this up, and I'm just happy to be doing this work. All right, so it will be split in two streams, or is it three? I don't know. New link here. Everyone can log on to the new link. We've got less viewers now, but it doesn't matter. This will take as long as it takes. This is a manifestation of what we're involved here. All right. This is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I most certainly I used to do the truth for entertainment purposes, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing this truth business for my own satisfaction, for my interest, but not anymore. Not anymore. Well beyond that point. Well beyond that point. So I'm just looking here. Great. We've got 4 people here. I've shared it in the Telegram. People will see. Isn't it interesting, huh? When the stream stopped. Isn't that interesting? So everyone take note. They really do not want you speaking about this. Okay? Nothing happens for a coincidence. I don't live in a coincidence universe. I live in a electromagnetic universe where when you really speak about the stuff that they don't want people to wake up to, then this happens. So, or bad luck, I will just continue speaking the voice of truth even more, because you know what one of the principles of protection is? Because most people would think like, ooh, you have to be careful what you say, because they're very high level people where they've got a lot of no, I encountered them. I was at the freaking house of hell in Saint Corona with the high priest of Austria. I was with them. They have no power when you know the truth about yourself and the nature of reality. And it's a fact, it's a simple fact that one of the main principles of protection is the more truth you speak, the more outrageously courageous you are, the more protection you have from the forces of ultimate power. And they are coming in with a blast here. Do not think that this will go unchecked by the forces in ultimate control over this reality, forces of ultimate power. The dark side of the force really has to pay for interference like this, and they will pay. Ayahuasca and Datura will absolutely make sure, and the force of nature, because this will take as long as it takes. I will be here until 2 o'clock in the morning if it has to be, and speak the truth, because I have the right attitude. It's all about attitude, and no one silences me ever again. I will speak the truth even louder and more directly. It's beautiful. So, coming back to the main point that I was making. Alright? This all happens for a reason. They're shit scared of this. Oh my god. Yes! It's the power of the one. This shows you how powerful we are. Every one of us. It's not just exclusive to me. I have the responsibility to share this with you. And if them hacking into my live stream, which never happens, okay, and it happens twice today, is just a coincidence, then you can't be helped. I don't live in a coincidence universe. I live in a synchronistic universe. And if anything proves the point of the power of the one, and that is the single biggest principle that they hate me sharing, which is why I emphasize it so much. This proves it. And yeah, let's just say it. There is a much bigger game going on here on Earth. It is the duel. And it's worth everything. I tell you, I give my life for this earth. Because I know death is an illusion. I've transcended death. With what I shared with you the last few months, me and Liz, there's so much more to share with this, but I have transcended death. And this is why I'm making all the difference, because this time I chose to not go down the road that I already know, like Neo went. I chose to not go down that road. I knew I had to give everything to take back our Earth. It takes everything. You need to realize the beauty of Earth that you live on. You need to take it back. And not settle for little things. What is going to be there for someone who's not little? I'm not little. I'm big. Like, this is the thing I want to point out about coming back again. There is an empire with an armada of agents in the alternative community that are here to program your perception of reality. Okay, and they come up with things like forming spiritual tribes and creating small communities and living in the private. Just keep yourself private. Small communities. What is small communities good for? People like me who think big. What's the problem with me thinking big? You know what I say to that? I say we walk right into the Vatican. And if I have to do it on my own, I'll freaking do it on my own, because that's the vision. I think that is a much more appropriate vision of the blockbuster that we're experiencing here on Earth. This is a blockbuster here. And Hollywood is nothing compared to what we're experiencing here. They just don't want us knowing about that, because we would have to dive deep into the waters to know that. We are actually taking back Earth, and it's the jewel of all creation. And they'll get out all the armada to not let this happen. When I'm going to tell them I walk right into the Vatican, who are you to doubt it? Who are you? Just, I think so big. And for me, I don't just need my small little communities and just forming my spiritual tribe. Living in the private, well, privacy is important. We need to go back to the private. Okay, the law, that's an aspect of the law. However, if you're just thinking on your terms and just your family and your community has to be fine and screw all the others, you're wrong. Then I, as an embodiment of the idea of the Gnostic takeover, I stand strongly anchored in the earth and I say, I'm going to walk right into the Vatican because I say so. Because they have no moral legitimacy, they have no moral authority to call themselves rulers over our earth. Earth that belongs to mankind, not to them. And I'll challenge them all the way and I'll walk right in there. And that's not to say that I have anything against small communities. No, this is a balance point, okay? This is part of it. When you're working on small communities, living in the private, and you're doing a great job, I can only applaud that. You're part of the Gnostic takeover in doing that. The Gnostic takeover does not exclude that. However, what I'm pointing out is that if it only stays with that, they will burn down your small communities and take away your children, like they did with Liz. Do you think that's only going to happen with Liz? No, they are psychopaths. They are megalomaniacs. They're control freaks. They want your children like Dracula needs blood. And I'm the garlic. And yes, I'm pointing out the uncomfortable. However, if you're doing the great work in setting up small communities, connecting your community, and empowering yourself, empowering others, that is part of the Gnostic takeover. It's the balance point to the Gnostic takeover. It just so happens that I am responsible that this happens. This is what everyone forgets, and this is what no one talks about. And I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm happy to be pointed to individuals who convey this message also about the takeover, and walking right into the Vatican and into the Hofburg and taking back all of these ancient buildings which belong to an ancient civilization that was anchored in natural intelligence, which I'm bringing back together with my community here. I'm putting the emphasis on this and not on the small communities, because this is what's overlooked. That's the point I'm making. And what they're doing with this is, when you only focus on the little communities, you stay little, and ultimately a cult is formed. And it's the cult of the awakened ones. And I'm just pointing this out, that we really need to be aware in what game we're involved in. And we have to step out of being played by these psychopaths. We need to take full charge of our life and really face the truth that this is our earth. And if we do not take back earth and everything, we miss the point, and they burn down our small communities. Okay? This is just the nature of this virus, because they are the virus. It is a psychological condition which is called psychopathy. That is the virus. And it manifests inside the alternative media in the creation of a cult of the awakened ones, which goes along the lines like, oh, we are awake, and the world is waking up, and you can wake up other people, and we are the awake ones, and we're doing this, and we are so spiritual, we're so cool. It's a cult. And I'm pointing it out because it's not rooted in truth. We do not make cults. We learn together. And the Truth and Freedom movement is... I'm putting this forward because I'm freaking nailing it here. Everyone needs to be questioned, and everyone needs to come real now. This is the time for coming real, and I'm coming for all of the ones who deceive humanity and who are creating cults of, oh, we are so awakes. No, none are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are awake, said Johann Wolfgang from Goethe. And isn't it so that it is the prison without the bars, the prisons that you cannot see that are the most effective prisons of the mind. Yes. They're forming cults, and I can show that according to the 4 tenets of Satanism. Tenet number 1, self-preservation. Agenda of ego consciousness or groupthink first, no matter what the consequences. I experienced exactly that with Errol Kaya and Amit Hashimi, who wanted to... That's why I'm a whistleblower. They wanted to bring me into a cult of the awakened ones. This is the way they want to stop people like me, is to assimilate me into a cult. And I say, fuck you. I'd rather be alone than be part of the groupthink. And this is what has happened with all the most, the overwhelming majority of interaction that I had with the alternative media is also groupthink. As soon as you ask questions, you're the bad guy, you've got a superiority complex, you take yourself too serious. I've seen it over and over again. Or they just ignore you completely. Yeah, self-preservation. It's only about them, their work, and ultimately they don't care about other people. In a real alternative community, in a real freedom movement, in times like this, you would have an exchange of information. You would have the best information circulate as quickly as possible and have interviews in order to take back the planet. This is not happening, which is why I'm tasked with exposing the workings of the alternative media, because there is a lot of dishonesty here, and I do not stand with dishonesty. Tenet number 2, moral relativism. Ego decides what is right and what is wrong. Yeah. In them thinking, okay, agents of the control system in the alternative media, in them thinking they are right, they think that you're wrong because they're right. So you must be wrong. This is a thinking that has happened over and over again in my interactions with the alternative media. Moral relativism. No, what is right and what is wrong is clearly defined. It's absolute. Everything that harms sentient beings is wrong, and everything that does not harm sentient beings is right. Tenet number 3, social Darwinism, survival of the fittest, which creates hierarchical class structures. Yeah, we've got hierarchies in the so-called truth movement. Oh, David Icke has done such a great job, and yeah, they are the... No. He is a maverick who says, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to go with the truth and expose what is going wrong in this movement, because no one really talks with each other. They're all just they all just have their vindication. Oh, I've been vindicated. I've told my community that it's a control grid, and I'm so vindicated. I'm so on the mark. I'm such a truth warrior. When in actual fact, it's exactly the same system again reproduced. The same criminal system like the money system, just expressed in the alternative media, hierarchical structure. And then, who are you? I'm someone who goes with the truth. And all those threes are ticked with the cult of the awakened ones. They're ticked. And that always leads to eugenics. Ego consciousness decides who lives and who dies, and in a bigger perspective of the situation on Earth, this makes the genocide continue. Has the pandemic been ended? Huh? Well, it certainly hasn't here in Austria, and they're already gearing up for autumn, and you can bet everything that the Gnostic Takeover is in intervention mode. Taking over this country here in Austria. Taking it back to the people. Because it has to be taken away from these psychopaths. They have no authority, they have no legitimacy under natural order and under natural law. This is only about sovereignty. Only sovereignty rooted in the truth and no deviation from it. If you deviate from the principles that are embedded in the fabric of reality, when you deviate from it, you are not in it. You have to go with the truth, even if it hurts. Again, the truth has to be the foundation of any so-called freedom movement. And we need to take a deep look at ourselves. Everyone, including me. I'm not Mr. Know-it-all. That's why I wouldn't be speaking like this with authority, because I myself am learning. The first one, as I had already the slide, I need to change. Mafia. What people need to recognize and realize and understand is that Mafia is not an institution. It is not an organization, and it is also not a network of actors carrying out an agenda. This is not what Mafia is. It's not what it is. This is how it manifests. You can see a network at play, what I call the pedo-satanic criminal network. You see it. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, Jimmy Savile, I'll rest my case. They're all connected. It's a huge network, and that's just scratching the surface of the iceberg. But Mafia is actually a method. It's not a particular institution. At the core, Mafia is a method. And it is a method of how to invade a planet. That's what Mafia is. It's the method of invasion. And there's many battlefields, and the most important battlefield that we have is the battlefield of the mind. I'm quoting the late, and now his name has escaped me, Winston Churchill, who said, and I quote, that the empires of the future are going to be empires of the mind. Yes. If there's something that the dark occult priest class that sit at the top of the control structure of the dark occult, if there's anything they know more about than anyone else, is about the workings of the human mind. Do you think they research if the virus has been isolated or what the test tests for? Do you think they're interested in that? No. They are ancient psychologists who know about the workings of the mind. And that's where the empire's foothold is strongest. It's in the mind of the individual. Your mind is the single greatest resource of this Archon vampire empire that's run by dark occultists. Your mind. Which is why I say, and I can only speak for myself, I take it back, I have taken it back, and that's the reason why I'm free. The only reason why I'm free is I have got my mind back. And with the alternative media, what you begin to see, which is what I see it everywhere. This is the reason why I've not been listening to anyone for half a year, because I'm getting my information from plant medicine, ayahuasca and datura, natural intelligent sources of information. And I'm more informed about what's going on in the world than I've ever been. How is that so? Because it is a loop of the artificial news matrix, the alternative media loop. The way it works is, we know, I mean, who hasn't realized that the mainstream media is lying? I mean, I don't know what to say, but the way this works is the mainstream media starts lying because there's no other thing they can do but lying. The mainstream media does what it is there to do, which is lie, and then the alternative media take over the talking points and add truth to it, or what is true to it. And they don't go with the absolute truth, which is, it's a whole freaking load of nonsense. It's never been about this virus, but it's all been about what Earth is all about, the depth of what we're involved in here. This is a galactic battle between good and evil. This is the biggest blockbuster that far transcends anything that Hollywood could ever come up with. They want to keep everyone in the loop. What's happening with the virus? It's like freaking grandpa in an old people's home in comparison to what's going on Earth. This is about Earth that we're talking about. We're gonna walk right into the Vatican. Why? Because it's the right thing to do, and who is anyone to doubt that? And this is grandpa in the old people's home, where you can't wait to freaking go home again, because it bores you to tears. We are the ones creating reality. Why are we putting up with this nonsense? The merry-go-round, which is recycling of consciousness, and you being a food source for a very malevolent types of beings that need to leave this planet because of their level of evil. Why are we putting up with this? It can only be a lack of self-respect and self-love, which are the key things that we need to work on, me included. That's what I work on every day, is my level of self-love and my learning lessons. Yeah, I'm honest. I'm not one of the awake ones. Oh, we're so awake. That's all bullshit. I have respect for life, and the only force that I serve is the force of life. We are the ones creating reality, and I say this. What it is all about is the horrifying truth that the alternative media is programming, awakening mankind, those who are awakening to the world of control. They're programming the awakening mankind to create the technocratic reality. I mean, sick is not the word for it. But why is David Icke being vindicated? Vindicated for what? Vindication for having successfully programmed the minds of awakening mankind, which brought us in and has brought us into the situation we're in right now? How is it that it has never transformed? David was behind Brexit. Wasn't that a great thing that Brexit happened and getting out of the European Union? What has that moved Britain on, I wonder? And anyway, What is any vindication when the alternative media is not serving the purpose of freedom, but just informing people? What is this, an entertainment show? No, this is Earth. Vindication. For what? And then saying at the beginning of COVID that the spell has been broken. No, it just started. It's a massive spell. And this represents the sickness that we're dealing with. The force of ultimate evil. This is exactly how they think. They take people who are awakening from the slumber and slowly piercing their eyes open, and then they hijack them. They hijack them with the news matrix. What's the news? What's the news? Have you checked your smartphone yet? What's news? What's new in World War III in the Ukraine? What's new? Has something changed? Or we need to have variety, don't we, in the news matrix? How about some Chinese chop suey COVID-19 camps in Shanghai? Oh, this is what the Chinese are doing in Shanghai. Oh, it's not because we are giving you these frames to program your perception of reality so we can deeply impregnate those frames and ideas, and showing you those camps in Shanghai to program your subconscious so in a few years' time it comes into the conscious mind, and we have that in Europe too. Oh, no. No. That's all conspiracy theory inside the conspiracy culture. That is what I say, creating a cult of the awakened ones. And I have every right to ask those questions. Or let's move on. The 5G smart prison system. Oh, it's coming into effect. They're doing this, they're doing that, and now they're putting in the 5G, and no one's changing anything. And yeah, I've seen all of that. They go round and round in circles, like a stuck record player. It has nothing, and absolutely nothing, to do with natural intelligence. Has nothing to do with the forces of ultimate power. In actual fact, it pisses them off. Ayahuasca and Datura and the force of nature. Do you think the force of nature is interested in hearing that it hasn't been isolated for 164,000 times? Jeez. What a bubble, and what an illusion, and what a perception program it is when you can see it. Or, my favorite, the food shortage crisis. Oh my God, we live on a planet of abundance. There's going to be food shortages. Please prepare and impregnate that into your subconscious so you can create that reality when you are aware that we are the ones creating reality. And I'm not saying that the supply chains are not being broken down. That is something that quite well can be researched and shown to be true, that this is an agenda. I'm not saying that it's not. What I'm saying is, where is your vision? Where is your vision? This is scarcity-based mind control. That's what this is. Scarcity-based mind control is what it is. Food shortage. They activate the reptilian brain with that, and you feel a sense of fear and urgency, and you're not empowered. You're kept in a state of fear, like they always keep you in a state of fear. Oh, and then create your own little community, which they'll burn down in a few years' time, and then it was bad luck, was it? Was it bad luck then? Oh, we had our own little community and now the psychopaths have burned it down. It was such bad luck. No, it was because you didn't get the message. because we didn't become enlightened to the fact that Earth is precious, that our life serves a bigger purpose, and that in actual fact we're here to take it all back. That is the message of the truth that I stand for, and if I have to do it on my own, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to have any little community. I'm going to have the entire planet and total freedom. This is what I do. And if it doesn't work out, well, at least I've tried. At least I've tried. Because I'm so fully believing it. I'm so full of it, I've got it so programmed in my subconscious, knowing that I'm the one creating reality, that it becomes the reality. And the worst nightmare of these megalomaniacs is that this fire inside of me catches fire outside of me. And if I'm not supposed to be emotional about that, well, then you're dead inside. We love to entertain you. This is what the alternative media is. They want to portray the sheep as, oh, look at the sheep. They go to school, they go to work, they have family, and then they die. And, oh, look at the sheep. Oh, and we are the awakened ones, and we went to school, we went to work, and then we created our own business, our spiritual business, and we're so awake, listening to the alternative media and charging people money because they are not the charge. And I'm not criticizing people for charging money. I'm not saying that again. I'm just saying that I know as a fact the reason why I'm fully protected and the reason why my bond with the Wetiko matrix construct is completely eliminated, and I only have a bond with the forces of ultimate power, ayahuasca and datura, is because I do not charge money, which is because I do not do business. I am the charge. And all I do is I ask my human family if they wish to support me, which I very much appreciate. Underneath in the description below, you can support our work with a free donation or become a Patreon supporter. That supports us. And entertainment, like I said, we're entering into the new reality. Entertainment, you know what tainted means? Tainted is actually to poison. Look it up. Entertainment, like government. What is ment? Mentis is the mind. Enter the poisoning of your mind. And it has to stop. The new reality is that we have to take our planet back. We take our planet back, and I tell you, you are gonna enjoy it. It's only a process to grow into, and this is true awakening. This is the new reality that is coming into decoding now. The new reality, we take the entire planet back. Not just a little bit. We don't do deals with whatever manifestations of the involutionary force, however, whatever form it takes, in the form of greys or reptilians, no matter how the fuck they look like. We don't do any deals. We get it all back because it's the right thing to do. You get nothing, and all evil must leave and be eliminated from this planet forever. That is the new reality. That is the new signal. It's absolute. I speak in absolute terms because that just so happens to be the foundation of my source of information. And you want to know where the epicenter of World War III is? It's in your mind. It's not in the Ukraine, it's your mind. That's where the epicenter of World War III is. I said a few months ago it was in Austria. No, it's not. It's in our mind. And that's the thing with manipulation, okay? Manipulation only works when you don't know you're being manipulated. So many could make the choice and just ignore this message that I'm saying and say I'm full of shit, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, I have a superiority complex, I think I'm the greatest and I don't listen to anyone else, and whatever the ego comes up with to not face the truth. The bubble of manipulation, when it busts, you see that you can't be manipulated anymore. And although it comes as a shock, integrate it, breathe. You're still alive. You're still alive. Just keep going. We have to get outside of all manipulation. And there's so many levels that I've gone through. I've been on this ride for 13 years. I've been doing this work for 13 years. I've only upped my game 3-4 years ago. And now I've got momentum going. And now I'm unstoppable. I can't be stopped. I've been sharing all of this time. I've been sharing the information, what they don't want you to know. But again, I ask the question, what don't they want you to know? So again, we're diving deeper. It goes even deeper. Like, this is not just one thing you're gonna have in one video. Just stay tuned to this channel and share this message, please. Help me. I need your help. Share this message. Transcending the matrix construct is not going to just be in one video. There's much more. This is the one and only solution. We have to transcend all of the lies, all of the manipulation. What don't they want us to know? Well, they've been hiding certain type of information, and the single one thing they're most adamant about is to hide the real esoteric information. This is the very heart and the very top of the information pyramid. And this is what I delve into. This is my speciality. It's my expertise, because I actually sit and work hard to put all of this together. Can you imagine how long I set to put this presentation together? Yeah. I love doing this work. Hiding the real esoteric information. However, Gnosticism is all about busting bubbles, which is artificial reality constructs of the mind. Busting them. And then revealing. True Gnosticism, true Gnostics are revealers. They reveal the hidden esoteric information that keeps all of humanity stuck in slavery. It's in the esoteric where the solution, not the solutions, there's only one solution, can be found. And the question is, where do you get your fix on reality? Where do you get your fix on reality? Another way of putting it, do you know what's going on? Do you know what is actually going on? Well, there's so much to know, isn't there? This is the reason why people entertain the news, is to really find out what's going on. And I've done that myself for a long time. I also still very seldom I read a news story or an article. Information is good to delve into information and go deep into it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fix on reality. How can we know what's going on in China? We have no idea. Do you know how censored that place is? And then what we get in the Western is what they want us to think to know. I'm happy to admit I have no idea about China. I'm very good at busting bubbles, okay? True Gnosticism in action, alright? I'm very good at sharing esoteric information, what they don't want us to know, but I have no freaking idea what's going on in China or in the Ukraine, for example. No freaking idea. However, what I do know is that the dark occult priest class loves to manufacture reality for you. Because when it manages to manufacture reality for you, that then means that you are not creating your reality according to your standards, according to the basis of the truth. They love manufacturing reality for you. And this is what you then get. The news matrix, as was portrayed, because it's been like this for thousands of years in Plato's cave. The news matrix gives you your fix on reality. Oh, I know what's going on because I read so many news reports and I listened to David Icke or Alex Jones or anyone of the alternative media, and they gave me a fix on reality, and this news matrix projects your reality and makes the agenda of enslavement continue, which is artificial intelligence constructing your reality. And the news matrix works on your mind. Take back your mind, align it with the heart, and natural intelligence is projected and constructs your reality. It's all about transcending the Wetiko construct, because it's not a reality. It actually is a construct. It's a house of cards. It's based on lies. And it's about burning down the house of cards of lies and eliminating it altogether. Transcending the Wetiko matrix construct. But in order to do that, we need to first know what Wetiko is. And I know this is a very disturbing picture, but just be aware of the emotion that comes up inside of you, and just realize that the only thing to fear is fear itself, and we need to transcend fear. If you want to transcend the Wetiko construct, the Wetiko matrix construct, and I think the last 2 years have shown us all reasons why to do that, why we need to get out of the mess that we're in. And the way we get out of this mess is we enter into a new reality, and entering into a new reality is we let the old reality behind, and the old reality is what I term the Wetiko matrix construct. We need to transcend it, because actually on the highest level, on the absolute level of the truth, the Wetiko matrix construct is a learning lesson. You get the learning lesson of what the Wetiko matrix construct is trying to teach you, what the spirit of evil serves as a teaching to you, as a learning lesson. When you get that learning lesson, then it dissolves. It has to leave, because all evil is here for is to serve a learning lesson, and then it has to fuck off. Has to go right back to the source and be purified by the source. And I'm saying this today in what is one of the most important, if not the most important day, together with Halloween, is Beltane, 30th of April, and the 1st of May, May Day, to slay all evil. And I do this presentation for a reason, today, because the higher frequency overrides and supersedes and eliminates the lower frequency. The higher cause supersedes and eliminates and overrides the lower cause. We need to learn what the spirit of evil is teaching us, and then it has to leave. And the awakening is actually the busting the bubble, or the bubbles. There's many bubbles, but there's ultimately one huge bubble of the Wetiko matrix construct. This is what true awakening is all about. And the single biggest way that they keep us in the Wetiko matrix construct is through the alternative media and the deception that it puts us in and keeps us in. The merry-go-round loop of the news matrix. Awakening is busting the bubble. And the biggest secret, we're going deep here again, keep pulling it up here. Dive deep into the waters. Drink from the Holy Grail cup of truth and drink deeply. The biggest secret. This is what they really don't want you to know. They are sick me sharing all of this with you, but this is what I'm here for. I am a revealer, and this is my very protection, and this is the way I deal with the enemies of life. I reveal the most important information. The Wetiko matrix construct, and I will speak about this even in more depth. There is such a wealth of information that I'm being given by planetary intelligence, natural intelligence. I've got 10 shows, and that will just scratch the surface on that topic alone. The Wetiko matrix construct is a copy of natural organic reality. It is a copy of it. And as we will find out, natural organic reality is rooted in the natural order. The Wetiko matrix construct is not. And this corresponds and goes hand in hand with what I was talking about in a previous video, that there are two realities being broadcasted simultaneously. And the question is, where are we getting, what reality are we decoding into existence? And all creation works on the receiver-transmitter system. This is how all of creation works. Genius is presenting information in an understandable way so everyone can understand it and make further conclusions from it and do further reading and research on it to understand it better. This is how true intelligence, natural intelligence works. This is what activates natural intelligence. And the single one thing that the alternative media has done is complexify information and keep people in the rabbit hole, in the complexity which creates confused individuals. I'm here to end all confusion. I know that state of confusion because I was in it myself. In actual fact, the truth is simple. All creation works on a receiver-transmitter system, and we have been tuned to the Wetiko matrix construct instead of natural organic reality since our childhood. This is how deep it goes, and it happened before we were born, in our mother's womb, and being informed by the waters of the mother and the water carrying the information of our ancestors. And that's what tuned us into a fake, artificial reality construct, the Wetiko matrix construct. And we have become habitualized, domesticated into believing that this is the only reality that exists. No, I'm here to tell you it is not. And I'm here to tell you that I am living proof that I exist in natural organic reality right now as I'm speaking to you. Which is the reason why I'm explaining it to you, because you only know that you were in a bubble when the bubble has busted, and my bubble was busted the last few months. And it continues to be busted, and this is all part of the awakening, not being a single awakening moment and now suddenly everything's fine. No, it's a process. It's meant to be experienced. It's a journey. It's a journey of life. It's a journey of reconnecting with life again, with our inner child, which is the reason why it is so important to entertain these ideas, because we owe it to our children. We owe a good future to our children. And the way they work this, okay, the biggest secret is how Wetiko works. As I said before, okay, we go right back to an earlier slide. Like I said before, the Mafia is a method. And what it really, the biggest secret, is that Mafia is a method to keep you connected to the Wetiko matrix construct and to keep you disconnected from the natural organic reality. And it works through childhood traumatization that happens even in the mother's womb before we are born. And as children, we become more and more domesticated as what is perceived as normal, which is insanity, by our parents, because it's always been so, has always been so, and I am here to say that it will never be so again. They do this through programming the mind with past experiences, but the past doesn't mean that the future has to be like that. It is the past. But our future is what we decide it is at each and every single moment of our life. The way this matrix works, and this is one of the biggest secrets, how they keep people in the loop of the Wetiko matrix construct. The biggest secret is through the mind of past experiences. Free your mind. Free your mind. And face the past experiences in the now. And learn from it. And integrate that trauma and cry. Cry. Be angry. Do whatever it takes to feel those emotions. The mind of past experiences programs a narrative of your life, how your life is always going to be like it was in the past, when that is not true. And Orwell knew that. He who controls the past controls the future, and he who controls the present controls the past. Dark occultists, we steal your future through activating your mind. Wetiko is all about hacking your reality, which is what the Gnostics always warned about. This is the biggest secret of these dark occultists. This is what they don't want you to know about, is actually discerning reality. We need to discern. Genius and true Gnosticism is genius, comes through discernment, and ultimate discernment is what is reality. How do you know that you are living in natural organic reality, or if your reality has been hacked and you're in a copy reality, in the Wetiko matrix construct that is a copy of natural organic reality. How would you know the difference? I know how I do that. You know what I do? Before I go outside of my home, every time I leave my home, I raise my right hand and my left hand goes down to the floor parallel with the floor, and I high command, and I say, I, as a high commander of the highest source, Stephen Wybrow, I am anchored in original natural reality, where I am the one and only authority. I do not consent with evil on all levels of existence. I do not consent with any reality hacks from evil, because I say so, because I know how reality works. I'm anchored in natural organic reality. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Hermetically sealed and protected. And then it is so because I say so, because the one defines reality. What we have lost is the knowledge of how reality works, and we have to define our reality new. Let go of the mind of past experiences that keeps you trapped in the construct. And the Gnostics warned in the Nag Hammadi scriptures. They warned about hell, which was all about virtual reality, and how the archons, the enemies of life, their prime capacity is how is they can induce a virtual reality experience, which is all about hacking your reality by hacking your mind and stealing your future through the activation of your mind. Well, I'm here to bust the bubble of the spell. That's what I'm here to do. Bust the bubble of the reality construct of the control system. This is what we need to do. I'm actually here not talking about solutions to the problem that we have on Earth. I've been screaming up the rooftops. It's not solutions, it's only one solution. Change perception and you change reality. And it is so that the past catches up with us, doesn't it? But why is it that history always keeps repeating? Well, there's many things we still need to talk about, but the past catches up with us, and this crisis is a crisis of consciousness, like the late Jiddu Krishnamurti said it was. The past catches up with us, and in actual fact, the crisis of consciousness that we have is very much connected to our childhood trauma. How is that so? Because we need to grow up. We need to take responsibility and not let anyone program our perception of reality anymore. Neither the mainstream media, neither the alternative media, neither me. You do that. You take command. You take charge of your own life. And this is why this still carries on, because we need to let go of Mother Church and Father State. It's an expression of our past. It happened before we were born, and now is the time to fix it. With the world crisis, this is the basis of it. We need to let go of anyone being our parents, if that is in the alternative media, or if that is the state, or if that is religion, or let go of them. Find inspiration education being the kindling of a flame, let your flame be kindled, and then you define your reality. This is my suggestion, okay, because I'm a natural law teacher, according to the parameters that this reality is programmed by, is in the fabric of reality, runs under morality. The more moral you are, the more freedom you experience. You define your reality. The past catches up with us, yes, and we have a pandemic. For a long time, I myself didn't see it, but in actual fact, yes, we have a worldwide global pandemic, and it's called collective psychosis, the Wetico mind virus. That's the pandemic, the real pandemic that we have, and it's up to each and every single one of us to heal that collective psychosis. And in actual fact, collective psychosis triggers the awakening and the subsequent busting of the bubble. Now, the past catching up with us. Take a look at the form that Wetico has here. The virus, the form. And then I stumbled upon a scientific paper. Yeah, isn't that interesting, huh? This is just the beginning. I've got more. If, like, for the next time, the next video, I'm gonna be delving deeper into that scientific paper. Like, it's not got pure science in there, but very interesting. I can recommend you read it. Can Datura kill Corona? Well, it doesn't have to kill Corona. Corona is the crown. Datura activates the Corona, if anything. Okay, but how is it that they look so similar? Now, is there a bigger game going on here? Is that the virus that they want to eliminate? Is that what they see as the virus? The activation of natural intelligence through forces of ultimate power in the form of ayahuasca and datura that are a force of nature. Have they defined nature and the forces of ultimate power like datura is and serves as the virus because it takes them down? I would strongly suggest the answer is yes. And here we've got this quote from Genesis, and I know this is long, and as I said, I'll just keep talking and it will take as long as it takes. This is from Genesis. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for it in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. What dies? I would strongly suggest that the program dies and the bubble busts when we eat of the tree of knowledge, which is we take in knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil, and therefore then know what is right and what is wrong, and align with what is right, and therefore align with the natural order. You shall surely die, yeah, but it's not a physical death. It's that the program dies. Ayahuasca and datura, the forces of ultimate power that I have dedicated this talk to for a reason. And the Gnostic takeover is in actual fact the takeover of the plant kingdom. It's the takeover of natural intelligence that slays and eliminates artificial intelligence. That is the Gnostic takeover. And now, ever deeper and deeper it goes. Dive deep into the deep waters. Oh, there's some great secrets. I always, as a child, I loved secrets. When I talk about the biggest secret, this is what they really, really don't want anyone to know about. Now, who's in charge? Forces of ultimate power. Ayahuasca and Datura. This is when you transcend the Wetiko matrix construct. You're outside of what is a limited frequency of perception, outside of the Wetiko matrix construct, which in religions is called Satan. It's actually a field of consciousness, an artificial, fake reality, therefore it's a construct. And that's why I call it Wetiko. I stay with the term that is used by the Native Americans because Satan is so personified by the religions. Satan manipulates this reality through the workings of the high priests that I have encountered. This is the reason why I can speak about this knowledge with full authority, because I have actually experienced this and put all of this information together. So I speak from expertise that I think no one on the planet has, which is the reason why I have full responsibility to share all of this, which is my very protection from those dark forces. They can't come into my reality anymore because I know how reality works, and I always do the right thing, and I'm moral, therefore they're fucked. Which is why I'm so absolutely confident about the Gnostic takeover and the takeover of the plant kingdom and the forces of ultimate power having fully backing what I'm doing. And that's the only thing I'm interested in. This is how it really works. And as I say, with the ceremony that I did with Errol Kaya, who I would say was controlling the plant medicine, with that ceremony that happened from the 12th to the 13th of February, I freed the plant medicine, ayahuasca and datura, from the grips of the high priests and the one tasked with controlling ayahuasca. It's now been freed forever. And ayahuasca and datura are with me all the time. My vision has become their vision, has become me. My entire being is transforming. In actual fact, the Gnostic takeover has become my life. The takeover of the plant kingdom has become my life. This is the only thing that my life, and I love my life because of that, because it finally has a purpose. Enter into the new reality. It's all about transcending the limitations of our ego construct. Enter into. You're doing it by listening, learning. I love to listen to and learn, but now it's me speaking. And this is why I say enter into the new reality. This new reality has actually always existed. Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful earth we have. How precious it is. And natural organic reality has always been here, and I'm here to remind everyone and tell everyone and activate everyone to tune into natural organic reality and slay and eliminate the handle of artificial Wetiko matrix constructs still has with you, because everything in all creation works on a receiver-transmitter system. This directly shows one of the 7 Hermetic principles, which is the principle of correspondence. And the artificial is an inversion of the natural. It's all in this picture. And I'm speaking to you right now, anchored in natural organic reality. I have eliminated my bond with the artificial Wetiko matrix construct completely, and I continue to eliminate all the things that I still need to deal with as my own personal issues, the emotions that are still stuck within me, and I'm doing that every day. So the question is, what radio station of reality are you tuning into? I'm inviting all of you listening to this, and if you've stayed up to now, we're now in 3 hours with breaks in between, because I think everyone gets the picture why this is pretty significant stuff I'm talking about. And all of what I'm saying is backed up by quantum physics, by science, by the workings of the mind, psychology, mathematics. I've got all of it covered. So the question is, but the actual real question everyone needs to ask themselves is, does this resonate with you? If it resonates with your heart, then it's a sign that this is truth. So the question is, what radio station of reality are we tuning into? And the artificial Wetiko matrix construct is the underworld. It's not something that's going to come. I mean, geez, we've been living in it for all this time. Just look at us. The quote from Michael Elner: everything is backward, everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health, lawyers destroy justice, psychiatrists destroy minds, scientists destroy truth, major media destroys information, religion destroys spirituality, and governments destroy freedom. Yeah, because it's the underworld of the dead. We've been living in it. It's not gonna come. Jeez. Except if you're into drama, which I'm not into drama. This doesn't have to become dramatic. When the truth is out, the truth is out. The rabbit is out of the hat, and it has a momentum of its own. And this takeover is just fully coming on now. The underworld of the dead, we've been living in it. Ever traveled with a plane or with a train? Or they're all glued to their smartphone. AI doing their reality. They live. We've been living in the underworld. That's the joke of all of this. Everyone's fearing the underworld and Satan's empire when we've freaking been living in Satan's empire. No, this ends now. The Gnostic takeover as an idea is taking back all life. That's what it's here for. It's not here for anything else. We're opening up a portal here. Initiation into a new reality. That's what we're doing here. Not anymore the merry-go-round of the alternative media. No, we know what we're tuning in. When we're asked what radio station of reality are we tuning in, I'm in natural organic reality, thank you very much. Oh, the artificial Wetiko matrix construct of the news matrix, fuck that. I'm being initiated into a new reality. Oh, who's in charge of that new reality? Oh, it's forces of ultimate power. Right? Ayahuasca and Datura. Yes. All we need to do is, it's the shadow work. Again, I come back to, instead of focusing on change, focus on the blockage to change. It's our own shadow. The truth is that most people have been running away from their own shadow. They've been running away from their greatness, which is why they only want to have I just want a little camper van and that's all I need. It's scarcity-based mind control. Do the shadow work and you can walk right into the Vatican with me. The only way out is through. And we'll be speaking more about that. There's so much to say. It's the gift of vulnerability also. Sharing. Sharing is caring. It's a gift. They've inverted everything. Vulnerability is a gift. That's why I say, like, I suck with technology, which is why I fucked up the live stream. Well, so what? Fuck it. The right people will hear it. It's a gift, vulnerability. And it's all about the equilibrium, the balance between thoughts and emotions, and then put yourself into action. Complete the Trinity. And the Trinity and the application of the Trinity is all about aligning thoughts, emotions, and action, which makes you transcend the Wetiko matrix construct of black and white. Because you're not black and white in duality, because you're doing the Trinity. The ultimate mystery is your life and reality. That's the truth, and that's what we'll be speaking even more of. And this, if there is, oh my goodness, they really hate me for this one. They will absolutely hate me for this one. Like, we were talking about the biggest secret. This is about the biggest secret that I have to share with you. There is actually no collective reality. It's only the Wetiko matrix control construct. There is actually no collective reality. It's all a construct. In actual fact, it's the truth that your body, your mind, and your spirit is your kingdom, and every body, every mind that projects reality is its own walking, talking universe. Which is the reason why no one's allowed into my reality, because I'm in full charge and in full control of my reality. If there is anything that they don't want you to know about, it is this. Because that completely eliminates them from your bubble of reality. That's where you can make the bubble work for you. No one's allowed into my bubble reality because I busted the bubble construct, which is an illusion. That's why, and I'll go deep into that. That's why they actually have so-called collective events like 9/11 to entrain people into the fear matrix of the Wetiko matrix construct. But this is for another day. Okay? What we take from this is let go of the past. Face your past. Face the trauma. And anchor yourself in original natural reality. Don't let anyone give you the fix on reality. And I would strongly suggest no more distraction, no more entertainment by the news matrix, because I am the news. This is what taking responsibility really means. Taking back your life. I am the news. No one tells me the news, because I am the news. No one plays me, I play. When I slay, no one can slay me. Energy is always in motion. I'm in charge. I am the one and only authority. I'm king. I walk right into the Vatican. What are they gonna do about it? Nothing. It's our planet. It's the truth. And now is the time that truth reigns in our reality. End the past by healing. Enter the future by aligning with the natural order. That's as simple as it is, and you reprogram, you access a new world, a completely new world where you are the one and only authority. That is freedom. That's the true monarchy that we want. I am the one and only authority of my reality, for I am anchored in natural organic reality. And this is what we teach to our human family. And then the stuck record player of the alternative media construct that goes round and round in loops and serves the Wetiko matrix construct is over, because no one wants to listen to it anymore. Freedom is a perception, and listening to this, you have just entered this perception and entered into the new reality. Thank you for listening to this live stream. Thank you for being here. We're in charge. We are the forces of ultimate power embodied. This is our planet, and we take it back. If anyone wants to support this message, check out underneath in the description below. And we are very thankful for any help that we can get. Share this message. It's unique. I think you've seen how unique it is. This is not about me and my followers. No, this is about Earth. This is about something far bigger than we can imagine. And every little bit helps. I need your help. Share this message. And underneath in the description below, you can give a present also to us. And thank you to our community for always keeping us going. This is the reason why we can have a home and we can spread this message and activate all of us to live a life of freedom. And this is how we take back our planet. It's one and the same vision. Thank you. Until next time, take very good care.